We're continuing with That Fantasy Chickmas. This year, we're looking at movies that may or may not be Christmas movies. This can be fantasy or action movies set during Christmas time, or a fantasy movie that covers a few different holidays. What exactly makes it a Christmas movie? Today, we're going to be looking at Die Hard and answering that age-old debate: is Die Hard a Christmas movie? For years, people have been arguing that it is. I never really cared either way, so I never entered the discussion. But since That Fantasy Chickmas is all about, is it a Christmas movie or not, I figured I would have to step up and make up my mind once and for all. So I sat down to watch Die Hard again for the first time in years. And first off, it's so 80s coded, it's hilarious. And I'm not just talking about the dated clothes and hairstyles. I'm talking about everything from the casual drug use during an office Christmas party because it's LA, gratuitous nudity during an armed attack, a cop on the verge of divorce because, of course, unlimited amount of bullets in each and every gun, and everyone remotely connected to law enforcement is dumb. Well,
I hope that's not a hostage.
First, John finds a way to contact the police to let them know that Nakatomi Tower is under attack. But the terrorists intercept them and tell them everything is okay, and they turn away before going in person to make sure that it's okay. Then John McClane uses a walkie-talkie to get in contact with police dispatch, and instead of listening to him, they tell him to get off the line because it's private. And even after they get their ears blowed out from the gunfire that they hear from his end, they send one car in to check. Like, everyone except John and Al were world-class idiots. So I counted up the Christmas elements in this movie. There is Christmas decorations everywhere. John brought gifts for his kids. The kids ask about Santa Claus. There is an office Christmas party at Holly's job. Christmas in Hollis plays.
Look at his dog, oh my God, a ill reindeer. My man, I was dealing with a man and a beer, and a bag full of goodies, 12 o'clock at night.
But so does Stevie Wonder's Skeletons, which isn't remotely Christmas-like. Hans Gruber says, it's Christmas, a time of miracles, so be of good cheer.
It's Christmas, Theo. It's the time of miracles, so be of good cheer.
And the movie ends with my favorite Christmas song, Let It Snow. Not very much, is it? I mean, there is the conflict between John and Holly and the question of, will their family reunite in time for Christmas? But once the action starts, that all goes on the back burner. It's all about John McClane's lone fight against a group of terrorists. They even make a reference to the old Western, High Noon. Not a Christmas movie, but it's about a lawman who has to face a gang of deadly killers all on his own. I had to watch it in film study in high school, and my film study teacher spent an entire class breaking down the opening theme song. And when I went home to tell my dad, who loved Westerns, that we were watching High Noon in class, he busted out singing the opening theme song that I had to listen to 15 minutes straight that day. So after seeing that reference, I got the feeling that this movie was a play on High Noon. When they mentioned it, they said that John McClane wasn't going to get to walk off into the sunset like the main characters of that movie. But in the end, he and his estranged wife did just that. Generally, when you sit down to watch a Christmas movie, you're looking for more than just a movie that takes place during Christmas. You are looking for something that gets you into the holiday spirit. It's as indistinguishable to the holiday as a tree, decorations, lights, and gifts. Something that immerses you completely into the season. But what are Christmas movies usually about? They mostly focus on the spirit of the season. Spreading joy, being charitable to your fellow man, granting one's heart's desire. But also the spirit of family and friendship. Which of these qualities does Die Hard have? When John and Holly reunite at the end, it has the feeling of granting John's heart's desire by reuniting their family. And when John and Al meet for the first time in the end, it has the feeling of the spirit of friendship. But beyond those two elements and the things I mentioned before, it doesn't really feel very Christmassy. Die Hard could have taken place at any other time of the year. It just happened to be Christmas. It could have been in the spring, summer, or fall, and John was visiting for one of the children's birthdays. And there could have been a random event at Holly's job after hours that explains the empty building but full attendance from her workplace. Nothing about Die Hard said it had to be at Christmas. And when writing a Christmas movie, that's one of the main must-haves, followed by the spreading of the joy of the Christmas season. Like Hans Gruber says, it's a time for miracles, and they usually happen in Christmas movies. Nothing about this movie immerses you in the Christmas spirit. Die Hard is an action-packed spectacle that takes place during Christmas time. But it ain't a Christmas movie. It has the Christmas setting, but none of the elements that usually make up a Christmas movie. When you watch a Christmas movie, it feels like Christmas. When you watch Die Hard, it just feels action-packed.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
Don't get me wrong, it's a great movie and an 80s classic. It's just not a Christmas movie.
Mr. McClane, Mr. McClane, now that it's all over after this incredible ordeal, what are your feelings?
So, are you screaming at the screen right now? Tell me if you agree with me or not in the comments below. And don't miss next week as we close out that Fantasy Chickmas asking if Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to know the next time I upload or go live.